We've been talking about the big picture of the 2016 presidential election as seen through the lens of the down ballot impact, or what's happening in those. Why is it called down ballot? Because on your ballot, typically, the first thing you vote for is president, but further down the ballot, you vote for your senators, members of Congress, further down city council or state senate, etc. And there is a differing opinion about how much of an impact Donald Trump at the top of the Republican ticket and Hillary Clinton at the top of the Democratic ticket will have on the down ballot candidates. Has Bernie started a movement that is going to fuel significantly more progressive wins down ballot? What will be the lasting impact? Will Hillary help or hurt down ballot Democrats? Will Donald Trump hurt down ballot Republicans? Has been the big question. And we have just one data point now about Donald Trump and the down ballot impact, although I don't know that it's the best example. It's been making the rounds, and I'll tell you about it, and we'll discuss. Donald Trump has mostly stayed out of down ballot races since becoming the presumptive Republican nominee, but he did proactively support one candidate, Congresswoman Renee Ellmers, who's a Tea Partier running for reelection in North Carolina. Trump did robocalls for Ellmers. He also touted his endorsement. She touted his endorsement in an email to her supporters. And this week, she lost her primary against George Holdings, who is also a Tea Party-backed congressional representative. And you might say, wait a second, why is there a primary with two congressional representatives that are both Tea Partiers? Because of redistricting. The redistricting that actually took place in North Carolina is being challenged legally, but in the interim, it's sort of ironic that this redistricting that is being challenged in court, it was designed to help Republicans keep a majority, and it led to Ellmers herself falling victim to the plan. But let's put that aside for now. She's the first Republican incumbent to lose her seat in 2016, and this is kind of a bad starting point for Trump, although in Trump's defense and in Renee Ellmers' defense, she has become a victim of even more extreme Republicans. She actually did something somewhat reasonable. Renee Ellmers was against a bill which would have essentially outlawed all abortions after 20 weeks with a very narrow exception for rape victims. She said this is too extreme, and she's getting punished for that. So she seems to have lost more because she's not extreme enough than because of anything related to Trump. But it certainly is not helping the impression that Trump is going to be in any way useful down ballot to Republicans. And again, she did lose to another Republican, but it is a Trump-backed Republican who lost. And your mic is on, right?
Yeah, well, I turned it off because of all the banging going on above us.
Yep.
I wouldn't call supporting Trump political suicide, but
what about being supported by Trump?
That might be, yeah. That's way worse. But right, with all the Republicans, like I said, that have come out and said, I'm just not going to support Trump.
Right.
Much better move.
That's the thing. When you have numerous elected Republicans saying we will not support the Republican nominee, and I know some will acquiesce before November, and they will, because in the end, it seems weird to stay home if you're an elected official. It seems weird if you're a Republican to vote for Hillary Clinton. That could also be political suicide on the Republican side. And it would seem, I guess the most reasonable option would be a third party vote, which would have the net effect of helping Hillary Clinton anyway. That is going to be an outlier situation when so many Republican elected officials are not supporting the presumptive and soon to be official Republican nominee. So it's unclear how much we can deduce from Renee Ellmers losing. There's no doubt there is a big contingent of people on the Republican side. I'm seeing the strategists and the analysts and the whole lot of them all over the news saying Trump is going to hurt down ballot Republicans. This could give the Senate and or the House to Democrats in 2016. And that would be interesting because even if Trump were to win in November, without the Senate and House, I mean, a lot of his ideas are illegal or against U.S. policy as it is, but those that aren't would have a very tough time passing, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Would a Trump victory ensure a strong Democratic showing, though, at the end of that first term?
That's interesting. Well, forget about even the first term. Democrats tend to not do well in midterm elections. Right. And I wonder if a Trump victory in November 2016 would lead to a Democratic, I don't know what you would call it, tornado in the midterms of November 2018. I don't know. It's interesting to think about, but I feel like it's playing with fire to rely on that type of thing.
Yeah, we have to hope that Trump doesn't win, but there is something to that, though. Yeah, especially the midterms. I think you're right.
Give us a like on Facebook, facebook.com/David Pakman Show. We'll take a break and take your calls right after this.